For today's business brief, we're joined by Steven Daghlian at Commsec. Steven, it was a quiet session across global markets last night.
Exactly right, Kieran, and it's mainly because of a number of holidays that we had overseas. So the US markets were closed, we had markets in the UK closed as well. So when this happens, all eyes certainly turn to the European markets, which in quiet trade managed to edge a little higher by around 0.25%. The European Union Parliament elections wrapped up, of course, yesterday, and while we did see some of those anti-establishment Eurosceptic parties gaining a bit more power, we broadly saw the pro-European Union parties remaining in the majority, so that perhaps settled nerves. As far as the big movers go across Europe, it was certainly some of the car makers, namely two companies, Fiat Chrysler, the Italian-American car maker, and also French rival Renault. Now, there was a proposed merger between both companies, which, if it gets the go-ahead, would get a 50-50 split as far as ownership and leadership goes at the moment, and also would create the third largest car maker in the world. So we'll see if that happens, but both of their share prices rose very, very aggressively last night by as much as 15%, because I think investors are just seeing this as being complementary. They have big presences in different parts of the world. Fiat Chrysler in the US, of course, and Renault, a much bigger presence across the European region.
And Steven, an update on consumer confidence to be released today. Are you expecting a sentiment to improve here off the back of the election?
This is going to be interesting because, exactly right, this is going to be the first chance to see how consumers are feeling at the moment following the surprise coalition win last week, but also the Reserve Bank flagging interest rate cuts in coming months as well. So at the moment, recent times, we've seen confidence remaining okay, but certainly not fantastic, but it could be the little boost that retailers would have liked to see as far as confidence goes. Obviously, at least in theory, the more confident consumers are with their money, the more likely they are to go spend at the shops.
And what's likely for our market today, Steven?
Well, look, it could be quite a relatively quiet start to trade today. At the moment, look, SPI futures pointing to a gain of just 4 points. That would indicate a gain of less than 0.1%. It might be quiet considering that we had holidays in overseas markets, but also there's a real lack of top-tier market-moving data today. There's also no real market-moving company news, profit results, quarterly updates, AGMs or the like today. But what could help our market is the fact that we had quite a lift in commodity prices. So oil was up 1%. But the big winner was iron ore, Kieran, which actually rose 4.2% to $108 per tonne. So this can have quite a significant impact. Just to give you a sense of the impact it can have on particular companies, well, BHP in its last result said that a $1 lift in the iron ore price sustained over a year can boost profits by about $225 million US. And we've already seen the iron ore price lift in the order of $35 per tonne since the start of 2019.
Yeah, indeed. Well, a good pointer ahead of trading today. Thank you, Steven. We'll talk to you soon.